Already started?
All right, we're going live, folks, so,
Oh, it's okay. You turn the mic on?
We got it
Be
taken
nice.
care of.
Yeah.
Turn the mic on?
yeah.
Okay.
I probably broke some
We
child
got
labor
about
laws with my
5
children.
minutes. What's this?
Oh, that's because we already got paid the $250. It was out of the school fund. So then it took the $250. It was $250 or $225, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
So that was out of the school fund. So this was out of
That
the.
looks like $2,550.
Yeah, it's, let's see right here is the 225, so you're minus the 225 from the 270.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, let me see. Oh, yes, I did. You got that one? Somewhere else. I have it there. So then I add-
But the rest of them are all like them all.
Aw,
Sorry,
I
I'll
didn't,
fix
I didn't
it.
even, I'm sorry.
I just figure you're fine.
No, 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 I'll fix that.
Hey, your secretary, she sent me a letter from Lena.
I apologize for
It's
that.
okay, I'm going, what?
Right, well, there's steep bank and steep bus, and she hit the, hit the S steep, whatever, and it automatically brought you up. It was very embarrassing, quite honestly. It's not a letter that we should have received.
It was interesting.
Yeah, let's not talk about what it was.
Yeah.
Had to do with some
Interesting.
disciplinary action.
Yeah, yeah.
We had a different community.
You betcha.
So I apologize.
That's okay, that's all right.
Actually, I meant to call you right away on that.
I just was confused.
We talked some.
Why did I get this?
Yeah, no, it was sent to the wrong president.
I thought it was a warning. I had no idea.
Bus, you saw the bus.
Okay. I have to have fun with somebody.
Yeah, please throw that away.
Oh, I did, I
Delete
deleted it, yes, I did. Yes. 2 minutes.
We either got mud or chocolate in my binder. Taste it. Good. Definitely red pepper flakes. The truck's disgusting. Taste it.
Take one for the
I'm
team.
good.
Because you have to have the tariff out of the screen.
I see that, I see
I'm
that.
completely out of it.
I'm
I'm
not
not
moving
even
ever.
here.
I can move it. We
Yeah.
got 2
I'm
minutes.
not even
Swing it.
here.
They just don't like us.
I guess so.
I get it, I get it.
There's no Linda.
Yeah. I know.
There she is.
There I
There
am.
you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got her.
Yep, there's Tom, yep.
Nobody trip over that camera.
Please.
All right, 7 o'clock, let's do the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, let's call this meeting to order at 7 o'clock. You do the roll call, please.
Ryan Wakely.
Here.
Sarah Wilcox.
Here.
President Bang.
Aye, here.
Angela G.
Here.
Jordan Dirksen.
Here.
Linda Wolford.
Here.
Tom Green.
Here.
Okay. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion.
Can I have a second?
I'll second it.
Any comment? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, all opposed? Okay, motion carries. Next, can I have a motion to approve the minutes? Now, these are the minutes of the last committee meeting from September 14th.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, can I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Now I wanna go over the bills. They total $2,550, and then there's another one for $1,125. I'll do them one at a time.
No,
Wait,
it doesn't
that's not
say that, it
correct.
says 19,000.
You're just looking at just one bill. Oh, you know why? Because when I went to make the copy, hang on one second.
Okay. Oh, here it is. Okay. All right, $19,081. That's better. Okay. We had a water main break on Third and Grove Street, so some of this is part of that. The testing contract for the month of October, $39.58.33 times 2. And then we had some sewer chemicals, $129.50. We had a bunch of water samples, $11, $15.50, $15.50, $15.50. That was for the water main break, I think. And then we had to pay for $58.58 for telephone lines, and $107.32 for telephone lines. $150 that we paid for that picture that we authorized for our website. $60 for technical support from Locus. And Locus is a system that we do all our water bills and payroll and pay our vendors and everything through. Okay, that's basically the brains of the operation around here. Parts for our tractor, $176.59. ComEd, $793.64, 24.81, 14.58.40, 52.89, and then Frontier, 549.23, and 169.39. The 549 is all the internet and phone lines on our sewer plant. 54.67 for parts. Again, this is related to our Kubota. $29.99 for parts, and $3.99 for some small tools. Sickich, our accounting firm, $32.81.10. Our esteemed attorney, $36.75. And water chemicals for the plant, $226.88. So we paid out of our general fund, $88.53.98, and out of our water and sewer fund, $10,437.81. Are there any questions?
On the Verizon Wireless, it says ending balance on the 3 lines, so did we get rid of those 3 phones?
We didn't, so that's just,
Yeah.
that's just the.
So that's just the one-time thing
Yeah.
that was ending, okay.
Okay.
And now that we have the picture, we can use that, any of us, that if we wanna use it for like letterhead for doing the centennial thing? It's, now that it's paid for, it's ours, right?
What, the phones?
No,
No,
the
the
picture.
picture.
The picture.
Oh, yeah, the pictures, yes, we
So-
can,
We
we have
have the rights
unlimited
to it.
use of that picture.
Okay,
We can put it on anything we want to.
okay.
Okay, all right. All right, so, any other comments, questions? Okay, can I have a motion to pay the bills? Yeah, can I have a motion to pay the bills?
I'll make a motion to pay the bill.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Can I have a roll call, please?
Brian Wakely.
Aye.
Camille Wilcox.
Aye.
President Bing.
Aye.
Rachel G.
Aye.
Jordan Derrickson.
Aye.
Linda Wolfer.
Aye.
All right, the motion passed. Next on the agenda is, the task order project. I wanted to bring this up because, I got my paperwork from the ARP with all the different areas that you can use this money in, and there's a long section, there's 15 different sections for infrastructure, and it all pertains to stormwater, sewer, and drinking water. So the items that we talked about, were the task order was $20,000 for the IDOT project, which goes under distribution and
something else for drinking water. And, I just wanted you all to know that that's where that money's gonna come from. We have to authorize that at our next meeting. We have to have all this documented as approved by us. We don't need to get anything approved from this ILARP. What I have to do is I have to issue them a report by October 31st with a spending plan, all right? So the spending plan is gonna be composed of this, IDOT project, the automatic transfer switch, some shut-off valves and an operating system for the sewer plant. And we'll get into that a little bit more, next meeting when we go down it, okay? All right. Next is public comments. Anybody have any comments? Okay. Old business, I don't have any old business. Okay, Muni Code. I wanna let you all know that, Crystal and I had a 2-hour training class last Friday on a website, and we're getting dangerous now, okay? The website is just about ready to go live. I would expect in the next couple of weeks, we have our advanced training session next Friday morning, and we should be good to go after that. We're learning how to change pages and add stuff and schedule meetings and do all the stuff that needs to be done on it. So, it's gonna be really nice when you see it, okay? All right. If any of the trustees wants to, after the meeting, I have a sneak peek of it in my office on my computer, and I'd be glad to show it to you, okay? All right. Next is a thing called document disposal. We have records in this place, going all the way back into the 1980s, and we don't wanna keep them. There's 2 reasons we don't wanna keep them. Number one, all that paper becomes a fire hazard, okay? Number 2, anything that we have is public record and can be FOIA'd, even if you wanna go back 40 years. And, if it's a financial record, it's also available for audit upon request by any entity, even though it's past its life. Like, you're only required to keep certain things for 7 years, some for 14, some for 30 days. But if you keep it forever, then you're liable for it forever. So, back in April of 2016, the village put in an application for the authority to dispose of local records, and it was approved on April 7th, it was approved in April of 2016, and we have authorization to dispose of most of the records up to 2016, except for the ones that have to be kept longer. So, minutes, agendas, payroll records, there's a whole bunch of stuff that we can get rid of, that we desperately need to do. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy a couple of heavy-duty shredders that micro-cut, or diamond cut, and they'll cut anything. And they'll cut like 12 pages at a time. They run for 240 minutes consecutively before they have to be shut off for 10 minutes. We have a pile downstairs in the middle of the basement right now that should have been shredded a long time ago. So that's what we're gonna do, and I'm just letting you know that that's what we're gonna do. So if you see a couple of shredders downstairs, you'll know what's going on. They're called Bonsai, that's the brand name. I looked them up, they got a 4.9 rating out of 705 ratings. So I think that's a pretty good track record. They're $299 a piece, so they're not a whole lot of money. And then we can get started on this project, and we can get some high school kids in here to get their community service work done by shredding all this paper and getting rid of it for us, okay? Just wanna let you know that's what we're gonna do. Building permits, as of now, we have no building permits that have been attached to any water bills. That may change. Craig's been out of town for a couple of weeks, and now he's coming back in town, and we got a sit down that we're gonna have, and we're gonna go over some of this stuff. Next, we have an open trustee position, okay, and Aaron Galassi has come forth and would like to join our little group here. And if you remember, he was here when we were talking about the library, and he was very excited about that. And I think he would be a good fit. It's nice to have somebody new come into the position. So I asked him to be here tonight if anybody has any questions for him. Anybody got any questions for him? Ryan?
So what are your ideas, plans, anything for the village?
Well, as I communicated before, the library is very important to me. I think it would be a great thing for the village. And me, commerce is important, bringing business into the village. We have a bunch of empty buildings, and they should be filled. I think that, that Capron is a beautiful town, and it's a great place to live and work, but I would like to see that further.
Anybody else? Okay. All right.
I know you were passionate about the library situation, but what if that doesn't materialize? Would you help get this more available to, I know there's a lot of books, downstairs or?
The short answer, yes. Long answer, I would do anything except to make library accessible, including the hours of time that it would be open. Whether that's outside of those hours, if I have to come in here myself.
Okay.
Anybody else? Okay. All right, so at the next meeting, we'll go through this process, okay? So this is just a committee meeting. We can't decide anything at a committee meeting. Our next meeting will be a business meeting, and that's where we make all the decisions, okay? Thanks for coming. Okay. Next, I have code enforcement. Something we need to talk about, and what I did is I went through some of these codes, and a lot of people violate these things all the time. And some of these are, you kind of want to have them, and some of these you kind of got to question, okay? You can't park on any street in the village that doesn't have a curb. We got people parking on the side of the streets here all over the place.
And there's not many curbs in town.
And there's not many curbs
There's
in
not
town.
many streets
So,
with
I
curbs.
mean, my point here is that if we're gonna do code enforcement, we can't pick winners and losers, all right? Either we enforce our codes or we don't enforce our codes, and the codes that we don't enforce, we should get rid of, okay? I mean, I can't have something, I don't see how we can have something on the books that we're not gonna enforce or obey or anything like that, so, what I'd like to do is go through some of these over the next couple of meetings. I don't wanna do this with a knee-jerk reaction, and I want everybody, because some of these are, some of these affect some of the people that are actually sitting on the board, okay? And, we need to make sure that we are fair, inclusive, and don't do something that we're gonna regret later on. And I just think it's a process that we need to take a look at, okay? There's some more here, for instance, recreational equipment or parts thereof, including but not limited to bicycles, motorcycles, boats, jet skis, snowmobiles, which are stored on the exterior premises out of the normal season of usage. So you can have your boat in the driveway in the summertime, but you can't have it in your boat in your driveway in January. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. Unless it's a piece of junk, I'm not gonna understand that, but same thing with a recreational vehicle. It can't be stored on the outside of your property when it's not in normal season. You can't have more than a quart and a half of wood on your property at any one time. Some of these things we need to take a look at, okay? Because they're not really affecting people, all right? And nobody really complains about it. I can understand grass is 2 feet tall, okay? I can understand dogs that are loose. I can understand junk cars in the driveway, all right, but some of this other stuff, I just think we need to take a reasonable approach to, okay?
Things like whistling.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, whistling at night or something.
Yeah. Yeah, whistling past like 8 PM.
You know, it's like you can't leave, if your refrigerator broke, you can't leave it by the side of the road more than 24 hours before garbage pickup. But we see people putting stuff out for the garbage man on Tuesday, and garbage pickup is on Friday, and again, it's not really hurting anybody, nobody's complaining about it. It's not really a hazard, that they like to put it out in the middle of the road.
There might be the only time they can get somebody to help them or
So,
something.
yeah, so there are some things that I think what I'm gonna do is over the next couple of weeks and months is I'm going to bring some of these up for us to take a look at individually and decide whether we wanna keep them or not, okay?
Yep.
Fair enough? Okay.
No whistling.
Okay, the automatic transfer switches to sewer plant. Again, this is an item that's gonna be paid for through those ILARP funds. The quote we got is for a little over $35,000, but since it's over $25,000, we gotta get multiple bids. I have to get me at least one more, so we can compare apples and apples, okay?
I've got a question
Yep.
about this. So we've got freight, installation, the actual price, startup. Is that something that it's,
Every time you buy a new piece of equipment or have something installed,
Right.
it includes startup, which startup is basically the layman term for startup training. So like,
Okay.
make sure we know how to work on it, know how to use it, know how to, which granted it's automatic.
Right.
Shouldn't be much, but in the
Right.
event that there is something that goes wrong 10 years down the line from now, we need to know how to troubleshoot it and diagnose it.
yeah,
Okay, so we're gonna get one more quote for that.
But we'll,
Then everything, all our critical infrastructure will have automatic transfer switches on it. All our pump houses and the lift station and the sewer plant will all be auto. So, I think that'll be a great asset to do.
Well, just a comment, because, you know, if you have Ryan involved and you're building the road and it's $100,000 and he goes out for competitive bids and then we award the contract to the lowest responsive bidder, that's the process that's defined in the municipal code. Anything over $25,000 that is a public works needs, the code says will go on to bid. However, by a supermajority vote of the board, you can bypass that. And so, even if you're doing something associated with water and it's 28,000 or 30,000, you can do RFPs, you do request for proposals, and you can get those proposals, and then as long as the board approves it by more than a 2/3 majority vote, you can go ahead and do it that way. It's not practical to bid those things sometimes, and I would keep an eye on that, but, so you'll see Ryan Wood do roads, and generally that goes out to bid, and it's a regular bidding process, and they open the bids, and it goes to the lowest responsive bidder. These types of things, a little more common to have RFPs. You do request a proposal, you evaluate them, and then you approve them. But if they're over 25,000, it has to be by supermajority. So just to refresh the recollection.
And the other item that's gonna go with this money is, was notified that we need a new operating system at the sewer plant. It's obsolete, which means it's not replaceable, and if it goes down, then you run the plant manually 24/7, okay? So I don't wanna wait till we have that position, so we're waiting for a quote on that too. And then we talked about the shut-off valves for the sewer plant, for the water mains, and we originally thought they were like 15 grand a piece. They're gonna be closer to 6 or 7 grand a piece, so we'll be able to still put in quite a few, even if we do these other things with that money. So, just wanted to let you know, okay? Trustee Wilcox,
Nothing.
by the way, welcome back.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have nothing at this time.
Trustee Dorfson.
just a little update. Things have been going pretty smooth. We've, with the water system, we've got All the IPA testing and sampling has been done. Scheduled the generator maintenance for, all 3 generators and the transfer switch, install at the lift station. Do you have, when are those gonna be starting?
Not sure, I'll have to check.
Okay, for sure.
He actually scheduled it.
Okay,
so-
cool. Cool, so we've got those scheduled. They'll be starting, I'm sure, in the near future, and everything's running pretty smooth.
Okay,
When
thank
are we
you.
gonna have the area where we had the water main break? When is that gonna be like completed, filled in, and where all that stuff, the cones removed?
I can answer that.
Okay.
Sorry. He's filling it now, but he's waiting for the rain to stop because it keeps sinking.
Okay.
So he keeps filling it, but it just keeps lowering and lowering and lowering, so he's waiting
Yeah,
for
I've
it,
noticed
so that
he's got
way.
new fill in there.
Sorry, I.
Yeah. And the one by me, I told him to wait till the springtime because it's out of sight, out of mind, so.
But we are still putting more in there. It just keeps, you know what I mean? So we're just waiting for a dry spell and then he'll start putting more and more.
And, I mean, from the leak, the ground there is so saturated, usually standard practice is to let it settle for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And let it really dry out. Well, it
Never
rained that
stops.
day, it's been raining ever since, so we haven't had a dry chance to let it dry out. So once it actually dries out and settles, it is settled probably a foot and a half, and we'll have to keep topping it off just like Skylar doing now.
Yeah.
He's keeping an eye on it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got it all posted and everything, so it's. you know.
Yeah, everything was good.
Okay, all right. Trustee Walter,
So I had
your
another-
turn.
Oh, the only thing is, you had mentioned that Locust was the most important thing in the office,
Yeah.
for running the office, and I think she's sitting over there.
Oh, well, yes, I mean, I'm not talking human, okay?
Well, you didn't say that.
You
Very
know,
nice.
sorry, okay?
Otherwise, no, I have nothing.
Absolutely, all right. Trustee
I was thinking
Whitley.
the same thing.
See?
Alright, so, I got the sample for, the awning out front here. It's a high tenacity polyester. It's, a walnut stain color. It goes pretty much just well with, the side of the building and everything else. Pass it around so you guys can feel it. I did try,
Oh, you didn't?
No, I wanted.
I did try puncturing with my pen. Didn't puncture, so it was pretty good.
It survives a week, it passes.
Yeah, yeah, it's not made out of cloth like the old one, so,
Better than I thought it was gonna be.
yeah.
It's got like a 10-year warranty?
Yeah, it's got like a 10-year like manufacturer like coverage that they do. And I called like 5 places for the gutters. One got back to me. He said he's supposed to come out with an estimator this week sometime, but they're pretty packed or busy right now, so we're just waiting for a phone call.
Do we have to put the gutters up first?
No,
Okay.
because the one section that's over here by it, it'll completely miss the awning.
Okay.
But I'd like to get a gutter section up there because it looks like there used to be a piece of roof there,
All right.
and then all just dropped down in the basement.
Okay,
So.
all right, all right, so we'll bring that up at the next meeting, get
Yeah.
it taken care of, okay?
Yep.
All right, thank you. Trustee Agee.
As you've noticed, the scarecrows are up. Kids came out helped. They're really happy with the placement. I think it's a lot better. They're off the street. I've seen a lot of families taking pictures by them. I've had a lot of comments from residents saying that they really like them. I just got done talking with the fire chief and the Lions Club. Trick-or-treating hours will be on Sunday the 31st from 4 to 7 for the village. At 7 o'clock, you're welcome to come down to the fire station for their little parade. Any of the kids are welcome to come and march in the parade with the fire station, and they will march from the fire station to the Lions Club. I don't know exactly the route that they will take, but I know it's from the fire station to the Lions Club. And then after that, the Lions Club will have treats, refreshments, and hot dogs for the kids to have.
Thanks. Anybody got anything else?
I just want to add that Skylar is actually doing a really, really good job with everything. He's not afraid to tackle these big projects. The Kubota was left in shambles, and he's like slowly chipping away at everything that needs to be fixed on it. And he's really been doing a good job.
Yeah, he has, I agree. I've got 2 real good employees, I'm really blessed, okay?
And I
I'll
think
get it
Papa
down.
Grove was very
Okay.
nice.
And I got a good board here
Your
too,
Crystal
okay?
sister, I thought that was very nice to help.
Yeah, I think we're all getting along okay, so, yeah, I think we're doing fine.
Taught that kid everything mechanics was, he knows. Back in school, I was teaching him all that shit.
All right, can I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. Shirley?
That's Liz.
Elizabeth.
Oh, Liz, I'm sorry, I thought that was true. I'm old. All right, never mind.
Oh, I gotta take all this crap out.
I was like, is he seeing somebody we're not?
Are we supposed to leave these here?